On a recent backcountry ski trip to some local uplands, we came across something which I haven't seen before, which is beech nuts. Beech nuts come from beech trees and grow in these little, like, almost thorny looking pods, and then the nuts themselves drop out of those and fall onto the ground. Normally when they fall down in December, there's snow on the ground, then they'll fall through that, or they'll get covered by recently fallen snow, so they're never seen. In this case, it hadn't snowed in about a week, and the snow had formed a really crusty layer on top, so when they hit the ground, they just stayed on top of the crust and we were able to pick them up. It also helps that this year was a particularly abundant year for the beech nuts, so we were able to find them very easily. And we had a lot of fun eating them while we were out there skiing, but it was just taking too much time to eat, so I brought some home. These nuts are not particularly easy to peel. They can take quite a bit to pull the edges off, and then they kind of peel back like a flower once you get like that. You can imagine this was particularly hard with the cold hands, which is why I brought so many back here. And we were trying not to spend the entire time peeling the nuts. And they aren't all good. This one, for instance, is basically empty. My dad was finding about 1 in 4 were not good, and I would say I found similar results. Like this one over here, looks like something got into it. Little nibble marks, and whether that is some sort of little weevil or something getting in, or just having that opening caused it to decompose. I'm not going to be eating that one. It really doesn't look good. And here's another example of one that isn't good. It's kind of, this one still has some bit of nut in it, as opposed to the other ones which didn't really have any nut. But this is just kind of dried and shriveled up. Their flavor is similar to walnuts, though slightly milder and without an aftertaste. I really enjoy them and wish I could eat them all the time, without having to go through the effort of going out in the woods and collecting them and shelling them, because it does take quite a bit of effort, even when they are right out in front of you. We found it particularly enjoyable because, like, having food out there that just is out in nature is not something I'm used to. And even when I've done previous foraging, it's going to specific spots that I know that some specific plant is growing, whereas here is just kind of spread out everywhere throughout the forest. And it just feels fun to be able to get some food from the outside. And even though the caloric value of what I collected and ate is relatively insignificant to the amount of food we were carrying with us on the trip, it's still fun to know that it's out there.